Guys, I would have showcased some artwork that I was working on tonight, but I got good last video, guys. I'm very disappointed in Marques Brownlee. If you guys don't know, uh, he recently uploaded a video about, I don't know if it was for cameras or car. I didn't see the full like context of the clip, but in the clip that was posted up online, they went like kind of like quote unquote viral. I don't even call it. He was going 98 or something like that at a 35 residential area where even in the clip you can see there's like a kid sign like please don't go too far because the kid sign, and there's also like, which I don't know, this is the thing, by the way, I don't know what kind of car it was, but in the car, in the side where like your dashboard's at, it showcased how fast he was going, and he didn't even know that. He didn't block that. He blocked the one in the front of the meter because he knew what he was doing was wrong, but he didn't block the other one. So he's like, "Oh shit, I fucked up."
Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and I want to start this video off by just reminding people that they just got splattered all over the highway like it was a game of Halo, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's on the Jack Doherty.
I've made videos talking about people like Jack Doherty. I've made tons of videos on like influencers doing stupid stuff. But today's video genuinely was one coming from a creator that I do.
Yeah, let's start fast forward a little bit because I want to go to that part. Because I watched at least like a minute before I stop, and I don't like reacting to videos again. Sometimes, most of the time actually, because I only did it once for a Apache State video. But yeah, I don't like rewatching even a minute of a clip because I don't like, it's not a genuine reaction. That's why I see it. I don't know.
I honestly really expected to do like infinitely better. So for anybody that doesn't know, Marques Brownlee, 19.6 million subscribers strong, is a pretty massive channel where they make, tech videos with a really heavy flair. You ever want to watch a video talking about, something like a tri-folding
it was
phone?
the video one.
People that I've unfolded a galaxy around get blown away looking at it, all right? This guy's showing you triple folds. You want to look at the M4 Mac Mini? Awesome. Now, like a lot of larger channels, a lot of channels in general, sponsorships are kind of how they're able to pay for a lot of the back end of their stuff.
Right.
So one of the videos that Marques released literally a day ago, how my video gear is changing. Now, there's a great actual thing for anybody that hates sponsorships on YouTube. There is one actual extension known as Sponsor Block that actually titled the entire video that Marques Brownlee, basically almost the whole thing, as an ad read. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is.
Oh, seriously?
Okay? If you go down into it, thanks DJI for sponsoring today's video. Now, I have no issue with YouTubers sponsoring the video. Hell, you can make an entire sponsored video.
Yeah, I mean, it's video camera, so
as long as the video is honest and it comes with the personality of the creator, I really don't give a shit. Personally, this Macintosh you're seeing right over here, all right, I know it's a little bit hard, but that Mac is something that I'm using for a video, probably when I get back from filming at Caleb's house this weekend. Where I want to actually look at Mac gaming because quite literally it's made some strides. But obviously to pay for some of the expensive stuff from Apple, taking a sponsor and then helping pay is something that you can do on the channel. I think it's totally okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Now the sponsor wasn't the worst or craziest part, and it's not something that I have an issue with. Now if you watch this video now, there's an entire segment that's apparently been cut. And what does that segment have? It has Marques Brownlee recklessly driving. And I'm not talking a little over the limit. I'm talking enough to get a license suspended on the fucking spot. So, yeah, this is one thing that I saw, and it really did piss me off. But, normally when I see a YouTuber just, kind of shuffle things out by cropping videos, it makes me realize that, yeah, they not only knew they made a fucking serious mistake, but, just pretending like it didn't happen is wild. Now, if I was to be
bro, this guy's been not having a good year so far. I believe it's the second or third controversy he's got into, because the first controversy was the wallpaper, where he was charging a subscription for a wallpaper that was like so much money to use their service to get a lot of wallpapers for your phone, devices and all that. Which again, they're high quality, but they're not worth the price, in my opinion. Especially for a subscription based thing. I understand that they're a small company or something like that, but I just didn't see like the benefit of it as of right now, especially for a creator. And if there's a way incentive where like, oh, can other creators jump in and make wallpapers, or is just a closed thing? I don't know, but yeah.
charitable. I would think, you know, with the resources that Marques has, he probably shut down the road that I'm about to show you. But there was no mention of this. In fact, he's like, cut out the unnecessary driving clip that obviously added nothing to the video. I hear all your feedback on sponsored videos.
Yeah, cut out the unnecessary driving clip that obviously added nothing to the video. I heard all your feedback on sponsored videos too. Yeah, so you know what's surprising? As this who sponsored that video, the company approved it, by the way. Because I believe when you sponsor a video, I believe the company has to either approve it or like change certain things. So I guess they just didn't see that part.
People in the comments are just roasting. So let's look at the video clip that never added anything to the video. Why even remove it at that point if it's so short? So yeah, it's kind of wild when you look at it. There's people who have already clipped this footage, and so what I'm gonna do is to kind of
once it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever.
I'm gonna view this from the lens of somebody playing something like Gran Turismo, for instance, right? A Gran Turismo license test, one would say. So this is Marques in a Lamborghini. Now, I don't know exactly which brand of Lamborghini this is, but if you look at the actual console, it is a hypercar, okay? It's not the fucking Urus. It's not the SUV variant, right? Nothing drives me insane. Now, mind you, he's driving in this kind of wooded enclosure, all right? If you ever driven in like New Jersey or Pennsylvania, you recognize this landscape pretty well. So if you look very carefully, for some reason, okay, the people at Lamborghini and Ferrari or any supercar decided to put a speedometer on the passenger side. You know, normally I would just be like, would just give them climate control or music control. Why the fuck does the passenger need the goddamn speedometer? It doesn't make any sense. It's just there to be there. Anyways, that said, let's hit play over here. So as Marques is driving, you can start to see that there's a very evident slow your car down there, pal. There's children in this area. Right? There's some kids, they could spawn at any moment. And let me tell you something about kids on the road, okay? As somebody that was once coming home, like years ago back to my house, you know, this is like late at night, like literally, not late at night, this was like after the sun went down. So usually kids don't play out after the sun is down. That's how I grew up. But the reason why I drive at like 10 to 15, kilometers an hour, sometimes 5 in my neighborhood, is because one time a kid spawned literally out of nowhere on the road. Like they just jumped out from behind a parked car. And ever since that day, I was always going to drive at like grandmother speeds so I wouldn't like splatterhouse a child all over the road, okay? I don't want to catch that charge. But anyways, he sees the slow children sign. It's pretty evidently there. All right, so he's like, whatever, okay, 45 miles an hour.
I mean, I can also do like when I do deliveries and all that. I always have to slow down on places. The one thing is like I when it's very late at night, I still have to like slow down. But sometimes I'm like a little bit fast. Nothing like that though, the way he's doing it. But it's still not an excuse thing. But something that's like, yeah. I think it's best to just slow down all the time, especially when you're delivering in a neighborhood, because you just never know, especially on the weekends when kids are out, right? Especially like Saturday or Friday, you just never know when they're gonna spawn out. Yeah, you just don't know.
Is fine. Speed limit 35. Now, like Gran Turismo, if he was doing a licensing test, he is already 45. He's already 10 over. You've already got the failure. You got to retry the event there, buddy. But of course, the more you go up, he's like, whatever, dude. We're at 51. Now,
45
of course,
is
right after
bad,
he crosses this
but it just gets worse, man.
All of a sudden, he has to rip the vehicle, and he rips the car to the point that it hits 91 miles an hour. Now, this is where you know that you're actually guilty of doing something bad. So usually car YouTubers blur out the speedometer in a video, okay? Especially when they're doing things like rips. Because according to, I think, YouTube's harmful or dangerous policy, they don't want you to be doing harmful or dangerous acts, okay? Just because if you're ripping a car down a road like that, it can be dangerous. I don't know if it entirely falls underneath this act. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I think YouTubers go out of the way to blur it, so that A, they don't get in legal trouble, and also their videos don't get hit by YouTube's, moderation. But again, the person editing this video forgot that blurring this didn't matter as long as you were driving a fucking car that gave a speedometer to the passenger for some fuck all reason. Now, according to Gran Turismo, Marques failed entirely, okay? Not only do you retry the event, we delete your save file and you retry from the beginning, okay? So yeah, this was a pretty wild thing to be seeing right over here. And again, it was just cut out and they're kind of pretending like nothing happened. But, again, to show you
first.
how YouTubers blur their stuff out. So yeah, when people blur out their stuff, like one YouTuber that I watch, actually, the Topher, for people who like just showcase supercars, because I ain't gonna buy a supercar. Like if I drive under the limit, these things are actually useless. And I think personally, they're a heavy waste of money. Okay, you can do a lot more than just enjoy a car that you're gonna have fun for like a month and then forget about. But anyways, they drive these vehicles. He like gets onto this like entry onto the highway. And of course, they blur the speedometer because they're having a lot of fun doing these pulls. They're driving at a speed that YouTube would not approve of. And I'm pretty sure if there was a black Dodge Charger with a little hidden police siren on top, they would absolutely not enjoy that. So yeah, this is just why YouTubers do it. It's been going on for quite a while. In any car circle, like for 10 years.
Oh my God, it's going to be open the flood for these YouTubers to get demonetized now.
And of course, I assume legal trouble in that case. But there's a big difference between that highway pole and the child pole that I showed you. Not the child pole, the child zone area pole, right? It's that if a child that popped up out of nowhere, okay? Like, look, if this is a kid and this is your Lamborghini going 35, that kid's dead, all right? Simple as that. Like, it's just not even a joke. At 91, that kid's splattered like some fucking noob on Blood Gulch, all right? It's over. It's done. So, people always look at these videos. It's like, whatever, no harm, no foul, nobody got hurt. But the thing about it is, it's like, look, I've made fun of people like Jack Doherty and shit all the time. I've made fun of tons of influencers doing stupid stuff. For somebody as large as Marques Brownlee, it should become pretty evident that if you wanted to do this kind of stuff, and this was a pretty inconsequential part of a video, like we're talking a 4 or 5 second clip that didn't even need to be part of the thing. I don't know why they had to put it in. But the fact that they did and completely forgot about it shows that maybe they wanted to show off the Lamborghini a little bit because it looks nicer to the audience. Maybe they wanted to show off the pole, but they blurred one of the speedometers to make it look normal. Point is, it was thrown in, and it's a pretty awful thing. Like for a sponsored ad read, you're just digging like B-roll clips. And one of the B-roll clips is you actually driving in a zone where children could be playing. It was daylight clearly. And, potentially causing some serious harm. Again, like I told you, this is a pretty heavy topic for me. So this is not something where I'm like looking at what Marques did and I'm just coming off like a hater. This is something where I genuinely did expect better from this guy. If this was something like Squeeze Benz or some fucking dipshit on Kick who does the dumbest, internet stunts imaginable, sure. I probably wouldn't even consider that surprising. But this coming from a channel as large as Marques Brownlee, somebody who I know is smart, somebody who, at his size, could easily have taken the initiative to find like a highway to do a pull on, right? There's no issue with doing a pull on a highway. I have absolutely ripped my car reasonably on the ETR, especially late at night when it's completely empty. Like there's not another car on the highway, not even a cop, not even J Station's allegedly dead girlfriend's ghost haunting the fucking highway of Toronto.
Oh my God, J Station.
Never have I even bothered to do that, okay? Like, I understand. But in a zone with children, come on, dog. You know better than that. You're at a size where you can write an email to like a track and just have like a relationship if you wanted to get that footage in the first place, if you needed to. It's just insane shit to kind of see. Now, I don't know if this is some kind of like controversy farming technique, but obviously what you're kind of seeing over here is something like, at least in where I live, stunt driving. I don't know, the laws are different in Jersey. Things are going to be different. Laws are different in New York. So obviously in Canada, if you're driving a vehicle like this, a stunt drive, the illegal activity is dangerous. Getting caught can lead to significant fines and car insurance repercussions. And I believe that certain amount is like 50 kilometers or more over the speed limit, where the limit is like 80 kilometers. So kind of like highway speeds, and you're like ripping your car like crazy. Driving at a speed of 150 kilometers or more, which when you look at 95 miles an hour, that's like 152, bro. That's really fast. Yeah, your car effectively like gets impounded right there. Licenses are suspended. You might even get like criminal charges. And I absolutely think that is the best penalty to give. Now, obviously, in the U.S. and Canada, I think like the fine system is pretty stupid. Like,
well, it's not gonna
you'll get like a fine of like $300-$400, which like obviously,
and you can just pay it off.
If you're loaded, it's not going to be the biggest deterrent in the world. Your insurance rate's going up, sure, but if you can afford it, it doesn't really matter. And for the fines to really, again, make sense, I think they should match what your income is every year. Again, if we're going with the system, that's just my opinion. Now, obviously, Marques's like whole level of controversy doesn't just like sit over here. I mean, like literally like a month and a half ago, he had this thing called the Panels app, which if you were in the tech
There it
space,
is
caused a
with the
lot of
wallpapers.
controversy. I saw it. I didn't make a video on it because, to be honest with you, I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. He made a pretty good response to this. But for anybody that doesn't know what was going on with this, it was an application where for like $50 a year, you could get high quality wallpapers. So coming from a guy that literally would rip on any other product for being dog shit in quality, he produces an actual application which basically provides an overpriced service in every capacity. It's just kind of like, again, something where like, hey, the guy who's covering it should have known better. And you know, I like Marques. Marques has made plenty of amazing videos with things like the Escobar Fold, where he literally has showcased and broke down the involvement of an alleged criminal enterprise with a shitty fucking phone release, right?
I remember that.
It's fun to watch this guy's content, but obviously looking at stuff like this, and this comes from a real personal perspective, it's just dog shit to see. And to see it kind of be swept under the rug without, again, being properly like, hey, really my bad, okay? Really, I could have put some lives in danger. It's just insane.
I mean, he did it until
you know, at the end of the day, it is what.
So he tried to put it up in the rug. Maybe this is the video that caused the whole Twitter apology. Because I was waiting for that. I was gonna like pause it there because again, I don't want to like interrupt the part where he was gonna probably talk about it, but he did apologize for it on Twitter. Let's see. Where is he? Uh. Oh, here it is. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Crazy how MK pivoted to running over kids at 96 miles per hour to in a 35 zone, but also trying to cover it up after failing to sell a wallpaper subscription. See, they're always paying the wallpaper subscription thing. There it is right here. So he did apologize right here for it. Which I'll make it bigger. I'll make it bigger. Last video I did something pretty stupid. You might already have seen it, but maybe not so. I'll just say here. Here's a clip with the action cam of me test driving a car going way too fast, absolutely inexcusable and dangerous. I since cut it out of the video with YouTube editor tool. I also understand that this looks like covering it up, but I think it's the right thing to do. There's no reason to leave the clip. There's no reason to include it in the first place, and I would have never made it seem okay about leaving it in the video. I'm well aware of the Streisand effect. Sorry. I know everything on the internet lives forever, but I think that's the best decision right now. All I can do is apologize. Promise to never do anything close to that stupid again. That's a terrible example to set, and I'm sorry for it. I got 8 million views on X right now. This year is not your year, huh? If a cop caught you going nearly 135, you will be going to jail. A big fine, and also probably like the license being revoked or penalized. It's definitely the most reckless that you've done, but in the last month or so, you continue to damage your reputation. First the wallpaper app, and then the speeding. Now you're doing 9-minute sponsored videos you once said you would never do. It's digging your overall credibility. Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. Check out the cut out the unnecessary driving clip that absolutely added nothing to the video, or all your feedback on sponsored videos too. Like I get you gotta do sponsored videos. I think that's nobody's mad about that. But if he actually said, "Hey guys, I would never do like a whole video that's a whole sponsor, like it's a sponsor only video," you know what I mean? Damn, dude, this guy's just either just giving up or just milking the whole thing right now and just see where it goes from there, pretty much. Damn, dude. God damn. He's not been having a good year.